All about the paleo diet. What is it? You may also hear it called the caveman diet. When you follow this plan, you try to mimic what humans ate during the Paleolithic era, which began about 2.6 million years ago. You'll eat the kinds of foods that our ancestors might have hunted, fished, and gathered, and avoid foods that weren't common until farming began. You'll also drink plenty of water and try to be active every day. The paleo premise. The idea behind paleo is that today's processed foods aren't a good match for humans and lead to obesity, diabetes, and heart problems. There's some evidence that a simpler diet, like early humans used to eat, could be better for your health. What to eat. What people ate during the Paleolithic era had to do with where they lived, so there's no single detailed meal plan you'll follow. In general, you'll try to stick to local, organic, non-GMO products like fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, plus fish and grass-fed beef. This adds up to a diet that's high in protein and fiber, contains an average amount of fat, and is low in carbs. Paleo-friendly foods. A paleo diet may be a lot different than how you eat now. For instance, the meat, fish, and produce you eat should be fresh rather than frozen or canned. Some other foods that are okay are eggs, coconut oil, avocado, olives, and a few root vegetables that are high in nutrients, like sweet potatoes. Small amounts of honey are also allowed. Foods to avoid. You need to stay away from dairy products and cereal grains like wheat and oats. But that's not all. You must steer clear of potatoes and legumes like beans, peanuts, and peas. Also off limits, refined sugar, salt, and highly processed foods. An immune system boost. A diet with a lot of fruits and vegetables may lower your chances of getting heart disease, including heart attack and stroke. It's also a good source of fiber, which can help cut your chances of becoming obese or getting type 2 diabetes. You also get more vitamin A, C, and E. These nutrients boost your immune system, the body's defense against germs, and may help prevent cancer and other diseases. Weight loss. Go paleo and you may find it easier to drop extra pounds. The types of food you eat will fill you up and make you feel less hungry throughout the day. More studies are needed to see how the paleo diet stacks up against others in the long run. Help for your heart. Salt is a no-no on the paleo diet. Studies show that cutting back on sodium can lower blood pressure. Plus, when you give up refined carbs, you also help protect your heart in the long run. Eating too many simple carbs, like those you find in sugar, pasta, and white bread, is linked to heart disease. Blood sugar control. A paleo diet could help prevent diabetes. If you already have it, the types of foods you'll eat may better control your blood sugar and improve how your body responds to insulin. Some research shows that it helps more than a low-salt, low-fat dairy diet that includes whole grains and legumes. You could see these benefits after as little as 3 months. But always check with your doctor before you make a drastic change to your eating habits. Too much saturated fat? The paleo diet favors protein, most of which comes from animal products. If you don't stick to lean cuts of meat, you could take in too much saturated fat. That can lead to heart problems. If you have a health issue like kidney disease and need to watch how much protein you have, a paleo diet may not be safe. Low-energy carbs are your body's main source of fuel. A paleo diet restricts your carbs to around 23% of your total diet, compared to the 45% to 65% that experts suggest. If you lead an active lifestyle, this extreme decrease in carbs may make you tired. Protect your bones. Calcium and vitamin D are nutrients that can be hard to get on a paleo diet. You need them to prevent conditions like osteoporosis, rickets, and bone fractures. Some research also shows that low-fat dairy products, which you can't eat on the paleo diet, help reduce the amount of inflammation in your body. If you decide to go paleo, talk to your doctor about whether to start supplements. Challenges of a paleo diet. Some people find it hard to stick with it for a long time. Many common foods like birthday cake, pizza, or even a peanut butter sandwich aren't allowed. You may find yourself saying, "No thanks," a lot when you're visiting friends. And some foods that are heart healthy, like whole grains, are off limits. Partly paleo. Like the idea of paleo but don't want to commit to the entire plan. There are ways you can make aspects of this diet part of your daily life. For instance, you can try to have protein and a little fat at every meal or snack. You can also include more colorful veggies and fruits and limit the amount of ready-made foods and snacks you eat. Where is it from? The Nordic countries include Denmark, Finland, Norway, Iceland, Sweden, and Greenland. The Nordic diet is based on their traditional ways of eating. Like the more famous Mediterranean diet, it's not really about weight loss. Instead, it's a delicious way to eat healthy. So, what foods does it include? What can you eat? This style of eating is based on these guidelines. More fruits, vegetables, and seasonal and organic foods when possible, more whole grains, more food from seas, lakes, and the wild, higher quality meat and less of it, less processed, less sugary foods, cook at home, more waste, less whole grains, think whole grain crackers from Sweden or the dark, dense sourdough rye bread from Denmark called rugbrød. Or you can also choose any other high-quality complex carbohydrates that are rich in fiber. They take longer to digest than the simple carbs found in many processed foods like white bread, pastries, and candy bars. They also have lots of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that help protect your cells. Berries, they're a big part of the Nordic way of eating. That's a good thing because when you eat lots of them, you're less likely to gain weight. They're also a good source of antioxidants called anthocyanins, which seem to keep your veins and arteries healthy and flexible, and may help lower your blood pressure. Canola oil, you might know that the Mediterranean and DASH diets include olive oil. The Nordic diet generally uses canola oil instead. Like olive oil, it's low in saturated fat and higher in healthy monounsaturated fat. Also, it has alpha-linolenic acid, and omega-3 that may help protect your brain, including from stroke. Fatty fish, they have certain omega-3 fatty acids that your body can't make. These could lower your chance of having heart rhythm problems, lessen plaque buildup in your arteries, and cut down on fat in your blood, triglycerides. You might know about salmon, sardines, and albacore tuna. Nordic cultures like herring and mackerel too, which they cook, but also dry, pickle, and ferment. Shoot for 2 to 3 servings a week. Beans and peas, the Nordic diet recommends them as one of the major sources of complex carbs and fiber in your daily diet, along with whole grains, berries, and vegetables. They're a great source of protein, especially to replace some of the calories you get from red meat. And they have lots of nutrients like riboflavin, B6, calcium, zinc, and iron. Root vegetables and tubers, carrots, parsnips, beets, and potatoes are typical. Though they can be high in calories, they also give you fiber, which takes longer to digest and keeps your blood sugar more stable. And they're loaded with nutrients that help protect your cells, lower your cholesterol, and help fight infection. Nuts and seeds, they're a source of complex carbs and fiber, as are whole grains, berries, and vegetables. They're rich in zinc, copper, potassium, vitamin E, niacin, antioxidants, and mono and polyunsaturated fats, MUFAs and PUFAs. Cholesterol, this way of eating may help lower bad LDL cholesterol in people who start out with higher than normal LDL levels. And it may work even for people who don't lose weight on the diet. You should get a cholesterol blood test every 4 to 6 years, more often if you have heart health problems. Obesity, when people shift to this way of eating, they tend to lose weight, especially the fat you carry around your waist. That's better for you than losing it from elsewhere on your body. And if you follow this plan, it may help you keep those pounds off. People in Denmark were more likely to stick with the diet and said they were more satisfied, compared with those who didn't change their eating habits. Heart disease, unhealthy cholesterol, blood pressure, glucose, and insulin levels are all risk factors for heart disease, that is, they make you more likely to get it. Because the Nordic diet seems to improve these issues in many people, scientists think this way of eating might help support heart health too. Type 2 diabetes, as with heart disease, this approach helps ease some of the issues linked to type 2 diabetes, like inflammation and obesity. That's why many doctors figure it probably helps prevent the disease over the long term. Still, they need to do much more research to know for sure. Inflammation, it means the swelling of tissues all over your body, and it's linked to diseases like diabetes, heart disease, and high blood pressure that can lessen the quality and length of your life. A healthy Nordic-style diet seems to be a good way to keep it away. Of course, diet is not the only cause. It's important to get regular exercise and sleep well, too. It's green, too. One of the main goals of the Nordic diet is to be environmentally friendly. So while it's good for your health to eat a diet that's more plant-based than animal-based, it's also good for the planet. That's because plant-based foods are less taxing on the land, the climate, and the atmosphere. So you can make yourself healthy and do something for the earth while you're at it.